It is the game in the SEC. Marco D'Angelo and I are talking about Kentucky and Tennessee. This is Wager Talk TV. Thanks for tuning in. Marco, you know, besides North Carolina, Duke, and let's add Virginia in there, and maybe Michigan, Michigan State, this is as good as it gets. The SEC has a couple quality teams this year, and this is the rematch of Tennessee getting taken to the woodshed in their first true road test. And now it's payback time, or is it? Ken Palm has Tennessee as a 3-point favorite in this line. I think it'll be a point or two less, and you agree with that?
I have it at 2.5 with this one, and a lot's going to depend on what happens tonight because we're taping on Wednesday. Tennessee is in action tonight at Mississippi. Kentucky played on Tuesday. How
much does that 1 day extra rest work into your number now at this point in the year?
It really doesn't with the spot because Kentucky, that extra day they got, they're going to be traveling to Tennessee. Tennessee, you know, they're on the road tonight, so they do lose, you know, a day practice for sure on that goes. But these two teams just met a couple weeks ago, Ralph. So it's a quick revenge game for Kentucky. And last night, they almost got caught looking ahead. And it was a play that, you know, I do the betting first look every day. And that was we did the anatomy of a sandwich game, and that was the biggest sandwich play that you could have. Kentucky was coming off Saturday just a total blowout of Auburn, you know, another team that started the season out good in the SEC. They fell to the middle of the pack because they're not in the same territory as Tennessee, Kentucky, and LSU, who's, you know, made a run late. But coming off that big win, I think the score was like 80-56. They beat Auburn. Then they had Arkansas, a team that's really done nothing this year, and Tennessee on deck. Well, what happens? They win and don't cover. They only win by 4. They were laying double digits. It was
trailed.
Yeah, it was an easy win with Arkansas. So you can definitely say you're going to get the focused effort of Kentucky coming in here. Does Tennessee on Wednesday night fall into that same trap of looking ahead? Because this is definitely a sandwich game for them on Wednesday. They're coming off that heartbreaking loss to LSU.
But it was a loss, which is different.
But it was a loss.
Yeah. It's an overtime loss. So, you know, that certainly changes the sandwich effect.
It does. I did. We're taping here on Wednesday. If you check the betting first look today, I went with sandwich part number 2.
You did? Okay.
I did. I went with Mississippi as the free play there. And Tennessee can win. Doesn't mean they're going to cover. They're laying, I think, 5 tonight in that game, or 4
or 5, yeah.
4 or 5. And it's a spot where I think Mississippi can make some noise. But to this game, Kentucky, for me, has been the most consistent team over the last 4 weeks. And for me, and we've said it numerous times, I do the radio show with Dave, you know, every week, and seems like Kentucky plays on Tuesday, or we're doing the podcast on Thursday, and we're talking about a big game with Kentucky on the weekend. This is a team, we've seen it every year. Calipari gets, you know, he has to reload every year. You know, the one-and-dones are gone. And they mature as the season goes on. And it's generally, you know, mid to late February that they start peaking.
Yeah, you're starting 3 freshmen and a sophomore, and a transfer.
Yeah,
who we'll talk about is out this game.
Yeah,
yes.
But this year, they're ahead of schedule. This team is gelled. You know, they've been doing this now for the last 14, 15 games. Their only loss was that LSU game, which, happened to be the game before the showdown with Tennessee, because Tennessee was ranked number 1 at the time. I know people are going to be jumping on Tennessee in revenge. But I'll tell you what, this Kentucky team's playing good basketball, and when they come focused, which they will, after almost losing to Arkansas, I don't know if they can be beat. I know you've had a lot of thoughts about Tennessee and their schedule this year.
Yeah, well, I won't have a play on the game, but I am going to lean with Tennessee. And I'm not a big Tennessee fan. The reason is this. You know, as we talked about, Kentucky's a very young team. They start 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a transfer, Reed Travis from Stanford. Reed Travis started every game this year. He's their center. He got hurt against the Missouri team on the road, and Calipari pulled everyone off and said, let's just get by this game. They had an 18-point lead. I think it finished at 8. Then you have Auburn at home. Then you have Arkansas at home. So now this is the first game you're playing on the road without Reed Travis in there. And I think that's the difference in the game. I think Tennessee turns it around. If Kentucky wins, does it surprise me? No. But just to go opposite of you for fun on this video, I can't agree with you, so I have to go opposite of you. With that injury, with the first road game for the Wildcats without Travis, and Tennessee having a great offense and struggling on defense, it opens up the middle for them a little bit, and I will call for the Vols to get revenge.
Go against me on a big game. I think we went head-to-head on a Michigan State game last week on a video and podcast, too, didn't we?
We may have.
We may have, yeah.
I don't really remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I only remember the ones I win.
Hey, one last thing to throw at you with Kentucky. This is a team that's been doing it with defense. Usually when you think about Kentucky,
that's the most impressive thing, is that young team playing defense that they are. I agree.
8 of the last 11 opponents they've held to 37% or less shooting.
That's not bad.
That's my last thing. The defense rests.
And what have I said on podcasts? Defense travels.
It travels. It does. That's your phrase. I'm fat and sassy, and your defense travels.
Guys, appreciate it. If you like these videos, just follow us, like it, comment. Please share. And again, we enjoy doing them for you. We appreciate all the feedback, good or bad. Don't be afraid to help us improve as we move forward, doing more and more videos each week. Thanks for viewing in, and back with more Wager Talk videos.